You know, the last few programs here on the MT&Me, we've dealt a lot with cooling and heating issues. We've talked about the broken blend door in my Equinox that's keeping the heater from working. We've talked about the Equinox overheating for reasons that we still haven't figured out yet. She runs fine most of the time, but occasionally she starts running hot and I have to add coolant, but I can't find a coolant leak. So I'd still like your ideas on any of those problems coming up. But all this talk about heat got me thinking, you know, I've got to put Pearl's radiator back in before too long so that she doesn't run hot once we get the motor cranked up and going. And I'm hoping that it'll be the near future that we get that done. So anyway, I pulled out her radiator just to give it a once over and kind of review installing it and kind of remind myself of what's going to be involved. Okay, so we're going to do that today here on the MT&Me. But before we do that, I have a little trip to take. Stick around. It's road trip time again. This is a road trip with a purpose, though. Heading south down into Louisiana for a doctor's appointment. And this is an appointment that I have rescheduled not once, but twice. So I would really like to get it taken care of today, if at all possible. So if the stars align and everything works out, maybe we can do that. However, this is, no kidding, have a bad day. Didn't know there was such a thing. But there is. And it's today. And so I'm not going to count on anything until it's all said and done. We'll see. And just like that, we're here. Yay. Don't have to cancel this appointment after all. I like that. The Monroe Civic Center is right across the street from my doctor's office. Wow. That sign brings back some memories. From this angle across the street, you're basically looking at the theater, and on the back side of the sign is the auditorium. What you can't see from here is the biggest building. It's a huge rounded top arena that they hold big events, concerts, rodeos, all kinds of stuff inside. It's huge. And like I said, it brings back some memories. Saw my first concert in the Civic Center arena. Steppenwolf, 1969. A whole lifetime ago. Saw a lot of other acts there too. Three Dog Night, Grand Funk Railroad, Blood Rock, Chicago, Ike and Tina Turner. Even saw Tom Jones there for a reason that I really don't remember. And I saw quite a few other shows there too that I really don't remember now. Because, well, it was the 70s after all. What can I say? But the Monroe Civic Center, big part of my musical education. And it's nice to see that it's still there in all its glory. All right, so another day, and I am back at the front of Pearl, just kind of doing a little examination here and a little wishful planning, I guess. Pearl's engine is almost ready to run. We've turned her over. We know she'll do that. Don't really know if the firing system's in good shape yet or not, because we haven't run any fuel through her. Well, you know, we recently got the gas line hooked up, and so once we get the gas tank situated, then we'll be ready to have that system complete, and we'll be able to get some fuel to the carburetor and maybe fire that engine up and get her turning. But before we reach that point, we've got to be able to keep her cool, and that means getting her radiator put back in place. It goes kind of right here, except it goes on the inside and not on the outside. The radiator, as near as I know, is in very good shape. It needs to be blown out good, because even though it looks clean, if you take a brush and go over it, yeah, there's a lot of dust and dirt in those coils. So I need to get air compressor, good hot air, and blow it out good, and maybe wash it out good too, and be sure it's nice and clean, because you want it to cool. And other than that, I think it's in good shape. I'm struggling with it because this is an old style regulator. Remember, Pearl's made from the late 70s. This is all metal. There's no plastic at all on this piece of hardware. So yeah, it's a little on the heavy side. Just a little bit. And I've been sitting here thinking, I had to take it, it had to come out from the bottom. Because I remember there's 4 spots here, and somewhere, oh, I guess here and here, that hold this radiator in place. Holes match up here, and you screw it in place. All right. So that being said, it just fastens to this front frame, and once you take it loose, it drops straight down. Because when I realized that, I was kind of worried that, well, I might have clearance to get it out, but I did. I had plenty of room to slide it out underneath the. It's not the bumper; it's actually the piece of the frame that holds the bumper right here. So anyway, it came out, but it's going to have to go back in from under here and push back up and fasten in place. Now, once we get that, I have new hoses. This is, well, we've taken the top hose off, because remember we put a new thermostat in a while back, but this is the top hose. It goes right back through here. Take the air cleaner off to get it in place. Right back through here, fastens on top of the thermostat housing, and attaches to the radiator. All right. The bottom hose goes to right here, next to the fuel pump, and it attaches to the bottom of the radiator. So, no real challenge there on either one of those. So we've got new hoses. We've got a radiator in good shape. Just needs a little extra cleaning. And then once we get the radiator in, there's also the air conditioner condensation coil that goes in front of it, and it fastens here, and I think there's another somewhere up here. There it is. Yeah, goes down and fastens to it. We're not worried about that at this moment. I don't know if the AC works or not. It's been sitting a long time, certainly not charged up, because whenever I disconnected this coil, there was no gas in it whatsoever. It was completely dry. So that's another, we'll worry about that way on down the road. But before we actually get the engine cranked up and ready to run, we will have to look at getting the radiator put back in place, getting those hoses hooked up, and there's also transmission cooling coils down here they have to be, I say coils, they're not coils, it's the hoses that go back to the transmission where it circulates the transmission fluid for cooling in the bottom part of the radiator. Those have to be hooked up too. So other than that, I think we should be maybe ready to go. And in one way, that's not a real long way to go, but it is gonna be some time down the road. The biggest obstacles, I think, putting the radiator back in and all, I'm not anticipating that to really be a problem. We'll come out here some afternoon when we're ready to and spend, I don't know, maybe hour and a half getting it back in position and all hooked up. That shouldn't be any trouble. We've still got the gas tank to work on before that. And then I need to test out the firing system and be sure all the plugs are firing like they should, and the timing set and everything. I think all of that is okay, because I have no reason to think it's not okay. Does that make sense? There's no evidence that there should be a problem with it. Doesn't mean there ain't one. We will know when we get there. So many ifs. So many ifs. But anyway, I had mentioned a couple of programs back something about the radiator being on the list. And ever since then, it's had me thinking, you know, I should get that out and just look at it and be sure it's still okay, and that, you know, we've got all the stuff we need. So I thought, well, you know, this was a good day to do that. So I pulled the radiator out of storage and got the cobwebs off of it, because it's probably, well, I know it's been at least 3 years since I took it out, maybe a little longer. And so anyway, we got it out, still in good condition. And I say that, I haven't put any fluid in it. I don't think it leaks. Wasn't leaking when I took it out, so maybe it's not now either. We will finish getting it cleaned up and get it back installed. And then, I'm really looking forward to this magical day that I'm going to have everything hooked up, radiator in, full of antifreeze. The oil has been changed. She's got fresh oil in her. So that's not a problem. Get some gas in the tank, get my fuel line hooked back up, turn her over, and get this engine cranked and running on its own. In my mind, I can hear the sound of her cranking up and running. So, as always, my fingers are crossed. That's not going to happen today or this week. Realistically, that's not going to happen this year, because we don't have but just a handful of weeks left in this year, and we've got a couple of 3 holidays that are going to really interfere with my time working on Pearl too. So yeah, we'll shoot for some early 2026 goals of getting the cooling system hooked back up, getting the fuel system hooked back up, turning that key, and hopefully making a little magic for the first time in probably almost 2 decades. Oh, that's going to be a glorious day. But for now, that's going to be it for this glorious day. Knocking stuff off again. So I'm just going to lean back and relax here and dream a little more about getting Pearl running. Because right now it is just a dream. But we're going to make it come true. Me and you, my gnomies. Hey, I appreciate you guys and gals. I love you, my gnomes. You're the reason I'm out here every day and every week working on this old girl. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. Your comments are always welcome. And if you have any additional comments about, you know, fuel tank, cooling system, getting the engine running and turning over, checking the electrical system on her, you know, checking the distributor, which I've visually checked. I just haven't electrically checked it. Got any tips on that? Fire 'em my way, because here in the next couple of months, we're going to be at a point that we're going to need that information. I really want to hear from you. And I really want you joining me each and every week here on the MT and Me. Again, thank you, my gnomies. Subscribe below if you haven't already. Give me thumbs ups on this video. And keep on watching, all right? We're getting close to the holiday season. I hope things are going your way, and I hope they continue to bless you throughout this wonderful time of year. Until we're back next time, I'm Russ, and as always, we'll talk later.